Hi Flosstube, my name is Nancy, Quilting Stitcher, and I'm also known as Quilting Stitcher on Instagram, so if you'd like to follow me, I'd love for you to follow me. On Instagram, I post everything that I finish. I usually I don't post as I'm going unless I am in like a sale or something, but so if you want to see for sure everything that I'm finishing, Instagram is the way to go. Um, I am going to try to make this quick. This is not the first time I've tried making this video, and I don't want it to be really super long. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I can. Because I tried it and it was an hour, and I'm like, no. So first of all, I want to say welcome to my new subscribers, and welcome to you that have stuck with me through it all. This is where I talk about cross stitch, and I talk about my quilts, and I'm going to start talking about my wool applique that I'm starting to do, and my new hobby, junk journaling. So let's get to it. Today is, to look at my calendar, December 18th. I don't work anymore, so it's like I never remember what day it is. December 18th, 2019, in frigid Idaho. It is 25 degrees right now, and there is a slight breeze, and the wind chill is about 15 degrees. It is cold. But we have snow, and when you have snow, it gets cold. So there you have it. Okay, so everything that I said I was planning on doing and everything in my last video, forget it, because it didn't happen. I just decided to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and if things got done, it got done. If not, they didn't get done. So I will start with my finishes. I don't have any fully finishes, but I do have a couple of finishes. My first finish is Mary Chockfull by Hands On Design. And I finished this up in time that I could have fully finished it and got it up on in my display, but I didn't feel it, and so I didn't. And it's been this week, the last 2 weeks has been crazy. I have a daughter that is on a mission trip in another country, and she's been gone for 10 days, and so I've been picking her kids up from school and taking care of them. And then I have another daughter that's had some personal medical issues going on, and it has been a crazy 2 weeks. So I don't think I'd had time even if I wanted to fully finish it. But there it is, and eventually it will get done. The other fully finish I have, or finish, not fully finish, is my Plum Street, I think it's called Noah's Ornaments or something like that. And I finished this one. The other 10 of these are hanging on my tree. This one probably will not be finished until the new year. I still have one more that I am stitching. I will show it to you in a minute. And they'll be ready for next year. Not stressing about it. So those are my two finishes that I had since the last video. Okay, on to my whips. First whip is by Heartstring Samplery. Baby, it's cold outside. This is actually a stitch along going on with the gals from Lost in Floss, Barb and Leanne. I am in no hurry to finish this one either. And this is, whoops, can't show the pattern. This is where I'm at. And I'm not going to take out this Q-snaps because this is it. This is the stitching. I can't remember where I was in the last video, but I finished both of these. I don't know if they're barns or houses, but I finished them. And this is going to be a, whoops, this is going to be a snowflake. When it's finished, I need to move my Q-snap to be able to finish it. But now I'm just kind of doing the fill-in on the windows, and then once I get that done, then I'll move my Q-snap. I still have quite a bit to do. I have the words, the border, and the trees, and the rest of the snow right here to finish. So there you go. Whip number 1. The other thing I've been working on since my last video is, excuse me, I've got to reach for these. I'm in a different spot. I wanted you to see one of my Christmas trees. I actually have 3. This is one of them. This is my farmhouse tree. Okay, I told you in the last video I was going to be working on the Hometown Holidays series by Little House Needleworks. And I started on the diner. This is number 12 in this series. There is 20 altogether. She's just released the last pattern in the series is being released, I think, maybe this week or next week, and I've already pre-ordered it. So once it comes in, my person will ship it out to me. So I started that one, and this is where I'm at. These are just being stitched on random fabric that I have tea and coffee dyed. So not too bad for working on it for a couple of weeks. I have not worked on it steady. So that one was actually a start also. The other thing I have been working on is the last one of Noah's Christmas ornaments. And I'm working on this one with the Ark and the ravens. I just look at it and think it's Noah and his Ark, and because I've stitched all the animals, but there are ravens in this one. And that's where I'm at. So I've got everything stitched except for the border. So I only work on this one on Sundays, and I have 2 more Sundays this month. So I'll definitely finish it, but it won't be fully finished until next year sometime. That's where I'm at. And on this whole series, I am not using the call for colors. Some of them are the call for DMC colors. Others I've just randomly picked out of my stash because her colors were more pink and like a coppery orange color, and I wanted more of a red and green, so I just picked for my stash. And the last whip I have is my birthday start. And oops, in my diddly daddle design bags. I love these bags. She does such a great job. I want to order more, but I've been restraining. Okay, so my birthday start was In All Things Be Exceedingly Diligent by Needlework Press. And I am stitching it on 14 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I started right up here in this corner. Usually I start my patterns in the middle, but this one I started up in this corner. I worked on it on my birthday, and I think I worked on it a little bit the day after my birthday. I'm not taking it out of the hoop. And so I think on my birthday I got the A and maybe the B done. So, and I'm going to stitch everything that's in my hoop before I move it over. So there you go. And this is really interesting because I thought this was, just by looking at the chart, that all the dark was black. It's not. It's actually DMC 914, and it's just a really navy blue, a really dark blue. But it's fun. I like it, and I'll probably pick this up. And I plan on picking this up on Christmas Day, and this is going to be also what I work on Christmas Day. what else do I have? So that's all of my whips. Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Let's go into my plans. So for now through the first of the year, I'm I don't have any solid plans, but I do have some things kitted up that I think I might start a couple of these between Christmas and New Year's just to start them. Um, but I'm not going to be in any rush to finish them or anything. So the first thing, let's see, I don't want to show that one yet. I'm going to start another shepherd's bush stocking. And I'll talk about those in a few minutes because I did finish up the shepherd's bush stocking I was working on last time. But I will talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to start one of those, and I'll probably start one of those between Christmas and New Year's. The other thing I'm going to start between Christmas and New Year's is I want to work on these this year. This is something I want to work on in 2020. Is the wordplay charts by Brenda Gervais. I have all of the charts. I'm only going to use DMC floss. I am picking my own colors. So on these charts, they have a lot of color in them. And I've kind of scaled down my colors, and some of them I'm using her colors, some of them I am her colors that are the DMC equivalent. Other ones I've just picked my own colors. So I'm going to start this in between Christmas and New Year's. Between Christmas and New Year's, we have nothing planned. Absolutely nothing. The kids are all going to be out of school. All the grandkids will be out of school, so I won't be running kids anywhere, picking up kids, whatever. My husband and I just plan on just staying home. I want to stay home. I'm a homebody by nature. So when I have to do a lot of running around, it really takes a lot out of me. And that's all I've been doing for 2 weeks. So that's what we plan on doing. So I'm going to do some starts and do what I want. So I am going to stitch all of them on 14 count lamb's wool is what they'll all be stitched on. Not going to tea, coffee dye it, nothing, just plain old lamb's wool. So that's going to be a start. And then I'll start another shepherd's bush stocking and then just work on what I have. On New Year's Day, I plan on having a new start. I am going to start Farms of Hawkrun Hollow. This is one I do not have any anticipations of it being done really soon. My goal is to try, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm going to try to get one block stitched every month. But whether that happens or not, it doesn't. I'm not going to be stressed if it doesn't. So this is my New Year's Day start. And I have the perfect place in my house this is going to go. I'm going to have my husband make me something to put this in. It's going to make me something once it's all done, so it's going to be a while. But I have the perfect wall in my kitchen that I want this to go on. It is big because I am doing it on 14 count. It is going to be a very big piece. This is folded in half, so yeah, big. Looked like there was something on my fabric. I am stitching it on 14 count vintage country mocha, and I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to start this one. So it's all kitted already and ready to go. So that will be my New Year's Day start. So there's my plans. Okay, so moving on. I haven't decided what my ornaments are going to be for next year. I plan on stitching one a month, but I haven't decided which ones I want to do yet. So When I know, you'll know. But I do plan on stitching some more ornaments. So the next thing I want to show you really quick is wool applique. I have just started wool applique within the past 8 months, I think. I subscribe to this magazine because I am a quilter and I love this magazine. It's Primitive Quilts and Projects. This is their winter issue. They only it's only every 4 months that they publish this. 4 times a year. Sorry, 4 times a year they publish this magazine. Sorry, I just got a text and it just threw me off track here. 4 times a year they publish this magazine. It has wool applique in it. It has quilts. It has quilts with wool applique on it. I think I have seen some rug hooking in these before, but I'm not sure. This is one of their Episcorial. There's another. So then they have quilts. This is a quilt with embroidery on it. Here's a table mat that's wool applique. Trying to find you another. Oh yeah, there is rug hooking in here. So it has just a little bit of everything. There's a really cute pillow. So if you like wool applique and or quilting, this is a really good magazine. I was trying to find a quilt in here because there was some. I had some really cute quilts in here too. There's a quilt. Maybe. But anyway, this is it's a good magazine. I don't subscribe to any other magazine but this one because I've subscribed to magazines in the past, cross stitch, quilting, and all that, and I found that they were really just a waste of money to me. But I have used this one. Anyway, this one, every year they come out with a new series, and this year it was a wool applique series by Kay Harmon, I think is her name. I'm not sure. Anyway, so there's 4 projects, one each issue, and I ordered the kit. With wool applique and with quilting, I do have a fabric stash, but I like kits for quilting and I like kits for the wool applique. I don't get kits for cross stitch because I don't stitch on linen or even weave. I only stitch on 14 count, and the kits, to me, they're not worth it because they don't have the fabric in it I needed. So I don't buy kits for cross stitch, but I do for wool applique. And so my very first wool applique was one of the kits that was in that magazine. I called and ordered the kit, and it was for this needle. I think they call these huswifes. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've heard other Flosstubers call them huswives. This was my first applique, and the kit came with everything to make this. It was just the fabric to make this, all the little wool pieces, so I had to actually put them on a heat and bond and heat them on here and cut them out, and I had to do all the stuff. That was my very first one. So then on the inside here, my thread, it came with these little thread, I think they're like ivory. I don't know I think they're ivory. They're like glass. They're like a glass. If I dropped them, they would break. But just little thread keeps, and I attached them on here, and I just put some random threads on there. It has this little wool flap that is to hold your needles, which I don't have on there. It came with these little needle minders, and they're just little pockets, and you put one side of the magnet in there and then the needle minder on the outside. And then this has this little pocket, and in this pocket is this little needle fob, or this little scissor fob that you can make. So anyway, my very first wool applique, and then of course sewing to make the the little, whatever this is, housewife, roll, scissor, or sewing kit thing. So then so that was in the first, it was the first in the series. The second part in the series was this little box. So this is wool applique, and then this was wool applique on flannel. It's not, it feels like flannel. And I appliqued it on there. And then the box did not come in the kit, but it was at Hobby Lobby, and it was just a paper mache box, and then you glued the fabric and everything onto it. So the inside is covered with fabric. And then this is the inside of the box. And then with this one, it also came with this little thing that you could make, and it's a scissor keeper. And mine isn't sewed the best because I'm horrible at following instructions, and I did it wrong, and I thought I'm not going to remake it. So it just has this little flap that flaps up. And then separately from the kit, you could order these little scissors, and they're little sheep scissors. So I thought they were really cute. I don't use them. They're just in my box, but they're really cute. And so they just go inside the little scissor keeper. And then also accessories you could order with the kit. It didn't come with the kit, but you could order them, were these little floss wraps. They're sheep, and they're also out of that ivory, and then I just wrap some floss around it. So they all just go in my little box, and I have my little sewing book in my box, and I just have it sitting in my sewing room, just like that. Fun little thing to make. So that was my first wool applique. Second wool applique, I belong to a mat of the month, I guess is what it is. It's through a company called Shabby Fabrics. They are a quilting company. You can order quilt kits from them. You can order fabric. You can order wool applique. And I joined their club, and all my kits are sitting in a drawer. And I thought, I need to pull some of these out and start working on them. So the first one I pulled out was this. And I believe this was like this was their September one. I'm not sure. September, October. Maybe it was their October one. But I pulled this one out. And it just comes with the little wool pieces, and you have to actually trace them out on heat and bond, and then put them on the wool, and then cut out the little pieces, and then you attach them to your wool. This is a wool mat, and then I button stitched around them is what I do, and I'm just using DMC floss. A lot of people use Valdani threads or wool threads and stuff on their wool mats. I don't. I just use DMC because I'm a beginner, and it's just for me, and I'm not doing it for show. And then they have a pattern you can like draw and then do the outline with their specialty stitches. I just did a straight stitch to do mine, and then instead of doing fresh knots, I put little beads on mine. You can see them. Anyway, not perfect. And then the kit does come with enough wool that you can put on the back. I chose to just use fabric, and I just stitched around mine like I would stitch if I was making a pillow, and turned it. So that's what these are, is they're to cover up the slit where I turned it. So this was out until I put up my Christmas stuff. I don't have one for Christmas, but I am working on a winter one right now, which I will show you. This is the one I'm working on right now. So I've cut all the little pieces, and I've fused them to my wool. And now I'm stitching them, and I'm using the blanket stitch on this one. So, and I'm using 2 different colors of threads because I wanted one that would match this, these blues, and then I wanted ones that would match like the turquoise. So right now I'm using the turquoise thread and doing all those, and I'll go back and finish stitching it. And that's my back. I line my back with, it's called SF101, and it's an adhesive on one side, and it's a stabilizer to give it a little bit of body. And then when I'm done with this one, I will go back, and this will go on the back of it. And that'll be the fabric that goes in the back. So just plugging along. Maybe I'll get it done so I can put it out at least for a month this winter. Maybe I won't. We'll see. So that is my wool. Next thing I want to show you is my new hobby, junk journaling. I've heard of junk journaling before, and then I've been watching this. If you have not watched Farm Girl's Vlogmas, she's been posting every day. They're about 10 to 20, 25 minutes long, depending on the day. I have just thoroughly enjoyed those, and I have thanked her so much on her in her comments on these, because there have been some really tough days with what's been going on in the past 2 weeks, and just to sit down at night and watch her Vlogmas and just get a little giggle, because she's not serious in it. She's just kind of goofy, and she shows her husband, and her son is in them once in a while, and her goats and her dogs, and they're fun. Anyway, at the beginning of her Vlogmas, she showed a junk journal, and I'm like, I've heard of them before. And I thought, that kind of intrigues me. So I Googled it. If you want to know what a junk journal is, Google it. Or type junk journal into YouTube, and you will see tons of videos. So anyway, I kind of have started that. And this is one hobby. This is probably my only hobby that is not going to cost me anything, because I have all the stuff. True junk journaling is you just use junk, like junk mail, the envelopes from junk mails. You could use envelopes from Christmas cards. You could use Christmas cards. You could use birthday cards. You could use whatever. The one I'm going to show you, I used a file folder to make. Anyway, and I used to be a scrapbooker, and I got rid of some scrapbooking stuff, but the majority of it I still have. I still have all the paper. I still have the rubber stamps. I still have stickers. I have all the embellishments. And so this hobby is one that's not going to cost me anything, because I have all the stuff already. And this way I can use up the stuff. I plan on my junk journaling. I'm going to, some of them I may make for gifts, some I may make just to make, but some of them I'm going to make, and I'm going to put stuff that I have that belong to my mom or my grandma in them. I'm going to put my own thoughts and pictures and things like this in, so it's something I can pass on to my grandkids, and they'll have parts of my mom and my grandma and myself in them. Anyway, so that being said, I went to an estate sale here in town last weekend, and the lady that the estate sale was for was definitely a junk journaler. But she went all out. She went and spent all the bucks. She had all the fancy tools, and I mean, just all out. I could have spent a lot of money. If I had chose to buy a lot of stuff, I could have spent a lot of money. I didn't, because I don't need it. I have most of the stuff. And but I did. I went in the morning, and it was just so overwhelming. There was so many people there, and the house was not that big, and and the stuff that she had was just amazing. And so I left and went home, didn't buy anything. And then when my husband got home from work, I said, let's run back over there. Maybe it won't be so crowded. And so anyway, we went back over. It was still pretty crowded, but not as bad. And I looked through the stuff again, and I did buy a couple of things, not a whole lot. But one thing I did buy is I bought one of her junk journals. Now this is stuff, this is just journals that she made. Nothing's in it other than the stuff. She didn't put any of her personal stuff in it. But I kind of wanted it for just kind of get ideas from. Sorry about that, kids. Anyway, so I purchased one of her junk journals just because I wanted an idea. I just wanted to get some ideas. This is one form of way junk journals can be made. She did on this one. It does have this, and I don't know if she had a little machine there that she could do her own, or if she took it and had it done, or if she bought the book and then just put the stuff in it. I don't know, because you can buy kits for junk journals. Because I did buy a couple of spiral bound kits that are just blank chipboard, and that's all you start with. Anyway, so this is a junk journal. This is one form of a junk journal. It is thick because it has all kinds of goodies in it. I'm just going to show you a couple of pages. This is an example of her using an old greeting card, and then she made a pocket, stuck it down the pocket, and then these are what they call journaling cards. They're just, so there's places you can journal on the back of them. She used a lot of cards in this one. This is another card. Oh, it doesn't. It's just on there. There's a pocket here. Has more journaling cards in it. Here's one there's a pocket here. Then it has this little flap. You know, this kind of adds interest. A lot of little embellishments added to it. You don't have to add embellishments. You know, the embellishments do make it thick. Whoops. That little embellishment just fell off. I will have to reattach. So anyway, just a lot of little pockets and places you can put journaling cards to journal your thoughts on, or whatever you want to do. Some people in the junk journaling world are doing what they call December dailies. And so every day they'll go in and write something that happened on that day in December. And, you know, it may be just going Christmas shopping and just adding something from it, maybe a receipt, or, you know, or whatever. Or if you spent time went and looked at Christmas lights, you took pictures, you could put a picture in there and write what you did. So anyway, so that is her junk journal. Like I said about that one, just so I can kind of get some ideas. This is mine, and this is only a portion of what mine is, because I'm going to make a bigger book or a bigger journal that will be folded up, and this will sit into it in one of the pockets. One thing I do want to also mention with junk journaling, they do you can do what's called altered books, and you can just buy a book at the dollar store or at the thrift store or whatever. And I'm not going to go into it, but you can go in onto YouTube, and if you're interested in it, and look up junk journals, altered books, and there are so many tutorials on how to make them. But so I plan on making one. I've actually got a couple of books that I've already started tearing the pages out and deciding what pages are going to be pockets and whatnot. So anyway, so this is what I've started on. This is my very first one. It is made out of a manila file folder. That is what I used. So it starts with this. This is my front page. And I am going to actually attach something to hold this together. I have not done that yet. When I get the whole thing finished, I will definitely show you. But so you open up the first flap. I have a pocket here and a pocket here. In this pocket, I have a couple of, they're just papers that I've made to look like envelopes, and they just fold up and you can journal on them. And one I have embellished, one I have not. I think I might take a rubber stamp and stamp on here something, and then I made this one. It is the same thing as I just showed you, only I have embellished on it. And all this stuff I have. I have the paper, I have all this stuff, the rubber stamps. So there's that pocket. And then this is also an envelope I made. You can open up, do some journaling on it. This is just a little tag that I just stuck down in there. You can journal on the back of it. Just sticks down there. And then this is another pocket, and I don't have anything in it. And then you open it up to this one. This is called, what they call in the journaling world, a belly band. And I just have a couple more of those little envelopes. Or actually, these aren't envelopes. I just folded paper into thirds. I'm trying to do this and not. So you can journal and whatever on there. It's hard to do with two hands. So, and they just stick inside of there. This is another pocket. I don't have anything in it yet. I haven't made a tag, or I haven't decided what I'm putting in there. And then this is the back cover, and I haven't put anything on it yet. So this is still a work in progress. On this side, a couple more of those little envelopes that open up. And then this one opens up, but I also made it so that you can put a tag in there. Just added a charm. You can journal on the back, and it just tucks in there. This is a pocket, and I just made a tag, and I'll probably put something on the front of here, but I just made a tag. You can journal on the back of it. It's a journaling tag. Anyway, so this is my very first junk journal. I love it. Anyway, so if you're interested in any of this, like I said, if you're interested in junk journaling, go on to YouTube, type in junk journal, and it'll bring up tons of videos. Also, you can go on Pinterest, get ideas. There's also some Facebook groups. Okay, so let's move on. So that's my new hobby, something I've just started to get into, and a way to use up all of my scrapbook stuff that I've had and just held on to for years. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is my stitchy kindness I got in the mail. I have a friend, Diane. Hi, Diane. I met her through Flosstube, and I think how it started, she was watching my videos, and she messaged me one day, I think on Facebook, or I'm not sure. I think it was through Facebook. She messaged me, and we just started talking back and forth, and now we text almost every day. And one thing we started last year is we started stitching each other a Christmas ornament. And so last year, I'm going to show you what she stitched for me last year. I don't have this on my tree. I have this actually hanging on the door of my hutch. This is what she stitched for me last year. Absolutely love it. There's the back. So cute. And I have it right here on my hutch. When I sit in my stitchy spot, I see it every day, and I just loved it. Anyway, so we did this, and she sent a whole bunch of goodies with it last year and everything. And the new year rolled around. I said, do you want to do this again? And she says, yeah, let's do it again. So I got mine. I got mine actually right the week after Thanksgiving, I think. Oops, dropped my phone. And this is what she sent it in. I love these things. I have a ton of these in my sewing room, and I love them. I put everything in them. I have quilt kits in them. I have other kits. I have everything in them. So I love them. Anyway, so what she sent me, I'll get to the ornament in a minute. But she, of course, when you send something like this and you do an exchange, you always have to send extra goodies. and she did not disappoint, I'm telling you. So she sent me these cute little vintage pillows. She knows me so well because I love anything vintage. And I tuck these in my little truck with some other stuff. That's where these were. I pulled them out just so I could show you. She also sent me good stuff. Moose Munch. I haven't opened yet because I want to share it with my husband, and so I thought this is going to be our Christmas treat. I'll open it up on Christmas Day. And then she also sent me a large bag of M&Ms because M&Ms are my favorite candy. And then she sent me, I don't have room to set stuff, mullein spice. And I thought when I first saw this, it smells so good. But when I first saw this, I thought it was just something I put in like a pan on the stove and it would make my house smell good. Well, it does, and it will. But then I got reading the directions, and after simmering it for 30 minutes, you can strain it and you can actually drink it. So it's like a tea. So yum, can't wait to try that. And then she sent me St. Nick's peppermint. This little tin. I love this tin. I think when the peppermints are gone, I may put it in one of my project bags for needles and stuff. Cute. And then she sent me a candle. It's apple crisp. And it smells like apple pie. It smells like cinnamon and apples and really yummy. And of course, no swap could be a swap without getting a pattern. So she sent me this chart. Stacy Nash Primitive's Little Redwork Pin Keep. It has that chart in it, and it also has this one. And I plan on getting finding the fabric that I want to use on it and getting it started. Maybe this will be one of the things I start between Christmas and New Year's. And then she also sent me the floss. So thank you, love it, love it. And then she sent me a card, which I'm not going to show, with a nice little note in it. And then there you go, my ornament. Love it. It has a little jingle bell on it. Isn't that just adorable? And there's the back of it. I love it. So it hangs right there, right up there on my Christmas tree. And I see it every single day because my stitching spot, I can see it perfectly. Isn't that cute? And her stitching is just magnificent. So thank you, Diane. I've already thanked her. I've sent her several texts telling her how much I really, really love it. So yeah, thank you so much. All right, the last thing I want to show is, oh, I do want to mention one thing. So I promised I would show you my shepherd's bush stockings that I have finished. Do a shepherd's bush stocking parade that I have finished stitching on. They're not fully finished. I'm not going to do that in this video because it is already getting too long, and so I'm going to do a separate video that we'll probably post in a couple of days of just my shepherd's bush stockings of what I finished. And I finished one that since my last video that I'll show you, plus all the ones that I have stitched in the last 2 years because I've been working on them for 2 years now. I think I have 16 done. I think I just finished my 16th one, and I do plan on starting another one in the next week or so. anyway, so watch for that because it will be a video that I will post it between now and Christmas. So not sure what day. We'll see. We'll see what I may film it today and then post it. I may have to film it a different day because it's getting close. I need to go get my grandkids here in about 40 minutes. So anyway, the last thing I wanted to do is I want to do a giveaway. And these are duplicates that I have in my stash. I decided I wanted to order all of the Prairie Schooler Santas, the Christmas Santas that come out yearly. I had quite a few, but I went through and I ordered all the ones I didn't think I had. And in my filing cabinet, I file my Prairie Schoolers by their book number. So they're in numerical order by their book number. Well, I went to put these in my file cabinet and lo and behold, I already had them. So I'm going to pass them on to you as a thank you for watching my videos and as a Christmas gift. So the drawing will be, you know what I'm going to do? No, I'm not. I was thinking I would do the drawing on when I did the Shepherd's Bush parade, but no, because I think I want to film it today before my husband gets home because I don't know when I'll have another time when no one's here to bother me. So so I think on my next video, so probably won't be till after the first of the year, so but you'll get them so you have plenty of time to stitch them for next year. These are the duplicates I have. There's this one, which is book 195, which is a has 3 of them in. So they call them Santa Revised, and there's 3 ornaments in here: 1990, 1994, and 2005. So so you'll get this, and you'll also get this one, which is the 2019. I ordered this one thinking I didn't have it, went to put it in with the other ones. I did. And then I remembered, yeah, when I was at Shepherd's Bush this past summer, I had purchased it. So I have 2 of those. So you will get 4 Prairie School Santas. 4 Prairie School Santas altogether. But one is the reprint, and then this one is on the cardstock. So to enter for this giveaway, you must be a subscriber. You must like this video, and you must comment below. Please don't say giveaway. Don't say, you know, all the normal stuff that everybody that gives away stuff says. All the normal stuff applies. You have to be 18, all of that stuff. So all you have to do is just comment in the comments, and you'll be entered. So if you're interested in them, please just comment. Just even Merry Christmas or whatever. So I think that's it for today. I just want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas, no matter how you celebrate Christmas. And I will be back next year. Bye.